Video games, they're kid stuff, right? Well, they were, until this came along. In this week's episode, we're looking at all things PlayStation, but not PS4 or PSVR. No, we're going to be looking at the original grey box that changed the gaming landscape forever. The PlayStation only came into being after a dispute between Sony and Nintendo over the SNES CD. That project fell through, but Sony used all they learned to develop their own video game console.
How do you know PlayStation is not a normal game system? It carries these telltale signs. Scientists say its effects are mind-boggling.
The console went on to sell 102 million units, bringing video game thrills and skills to a whole new sector of the market. With a fantastic lineup of games, iconic characters, and deep gameplay mechanics, you had nothing short of a cultural revolution. The PlayStation was the console that brought gaming into the mainstream and showed that games weren't just about cute characters in candy-coloured cartoons.
Don't you think you've seen enough?
Now, as Lara Croft has taught us, every hunt needs a good quest, and this one is no exception.
So I've come to Retro Game Base in London to see our resident gaming expert, Simon.
First of all, are they actually worth anything these days?
Not really, they're roughly around £25.
Are there any kind of weird, like really unique versions of the console that would be worth a lot more than that?
There are some Asian models that are quite rare. You have the blue unit, which is the developer's debug unit.
I mean, how much would one of those go for, do you think?
Well, about 300.
So I mean, is there a way of kind of spotting in gaming what will be the kind of future things that will be worth money?
There's games that are either banned from whatever country, they'll be worth something. People look for games that were pressed incorrectly or games that had a bug in them and had to be a second edition sort of released.
All right, well, enough chat, because I could talk about this all day. Do you have a very conveniently located PlayStation 1 under that desk that you're going to give to me in a true TV fashion?
Here's one I made earlier.
Oh my goodness. Still completely iconic design that I love, completely simplistic. And of course, memory cards. I still have all my old ones with all of my old game saves on there. So you've got your original grey PS1, but how are you going to make it stand out from the crowd? How about detaching it from the wall to make a true PlayStation portable?
Of course, Sony has released plenty of portable PlayStations over the years, with the PSP and the Vita. However, turning one of the originals into a takeaway might be a slightly trickier prospect. So, Simon, what's the plan?
We're going to modify this PlayStation and put it inside this case, and that way you can take your favourite games and play with them wherever you want.
To begin with, Simon connects the PlayStation to a 12-volt 1.5 amp battery and inverter for a portable power supply, mounts the 8-inch LCD screen to the lid, then connects it to the console. Et voila! One fully portable original PlayStation ready to play Tomb Raider on the tube or Bubble Bobble on the bus.
So, Matt, you might be wondering why we're on a boat.
Well, I understand we have a portable PlayStation.
Yes, we do. That's exactly why, because one of the most annoying things about the original PlayStation was you needed to be at home to play it, and we loved it so much we wanted to take it with us everywhere we went. So that's what we've decided to do. Do you want to take a look at this?
I think we might have to.
Let's have a look. Ooh.
Wow.
Okay, do you want to turn it on, to be honest?
Yes, yes. Okay, that's pretty cool. I tell you what, that's like the shivers down the spine thing. I'm really, really impressed. I mean, it's pretty cool that you can see the innards.
I want to make sure it's still
the screen,
working.
you've got the speakers, you've got the battery pack. You even have to put it all together to make it work.
So what's some of your memories of the original PlayStation? Because it's one of those ones that really, like, when you mention it and you hear the sound, everyone's like, oh.
I think for me, this got me into gaming, and if you think about it now, I think it's the reason why Sony is where it is now and kind of pushed us forward in terms of gaming. Even though we've got Xboxes and things like that, like Sony's killing it.
So whether it's plugged in or in your pocket, well, I mean, you'd need a pretty big pocket, the original PlayStation still packs a punch. It might be in its mid-20s now, but it's still got enough 90s cool to hang out with the new kids on the block.